Hello and welcome to The Inquisitive Crafter. I'm Katrina Stewart from Crafty Jacks, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how to ply from a plying ball on a Turkish spindle. So if you've seen my video on how to ply on a drop spindle, this is going to be very similar to that. The biggest difference is you are plying on a Turkish spindle instead. So you put your arms together, and just like when you're starting a leader, you're going to find the end of your plying ball, which I successfully managed to tuck away in here really quite well. There it is. So you're going to secure that end into your spindle so that it locks it in place. Now when I wind my leader, I'm winding it clockwise like I do my singles. So when I wind my leader for plying, I'm going to wind it counterclockwise like I will for my plying. So it's important to remember that you're always plying in the opposite direction to what you spun your singles in. You just want to make enough of that leader to get it up to the top. Do your little half hitch. And then it's important to remember that you are spinning your spindle in the opposite direction to what you spun it in when you were spinning your singles. So if you spun your singles clockwise, you are now going to be plying counterclockwise. Same pattern will happen when you wind this onto your spindle. So over 2 arms and under 1. Over 2, under 1. And you're going to continue that the whole way around. Now I know a lot of people find it easier to hold the top of their spindle when they are winding on. I prefer holding the bottom. Just do what works best for you. Always remembering to leave enough of your yarn to get that leader going, or to be able to hook it to the top of your shaft again. Just to demonstrate, you can hold it from the top, over 2 and under 1. Hook it on, start spinning again. Now, if for instance this plying ball is too big to hold, you can put it in a little basket by your feet and spin from there. And what I'll do in just a moment here, I'll wind this on. I will show you what happens if you drop your plying ball as well, because that sometimes happens. So if you drop your plying ball and it's running around on the floor, again, you just need to sort of leave it out to the side. You can leave it there if you're close to the end and just let it run off from there. Or you can bend down and pick it up. When you pick it up, you'll see that right now, because it's not under tension anymore, there's little curly cues happening. And those are the things that you're trying to avoid in your finished yarn. And so it's just important to get that tension back on there when you go to pick it up. So you can go ahead, reach down, pick it up. If you're so inclined, you can sort of hold that tension and wind it back onto the ball. Sometimes you'll get it bunching up and causing a knot like this. So you just get to it, use your hands to gently tease it apart. This is just the yarn sort of reacting to the twist that it has. So you just sort of pull it apart, put it under tension, and you'll eventually get that little bit out. There. That little bit is gone. can wind it back on. If I'm too lazy to wind it back on, I'll sometimes just wind it around my hands as I pull my shawl off. Just adjust that back. I'll just wind it around my hands and use my hands to tension it for myself. And then I'll use my hands again to tension it while I go to wind it on. The important thing to remember is to continue spinning in the opposite direction to how you spun your singles. And to keep that tension on there so that your twist is going in evenly. Always wanting to make sure that you've got that leader off the top. Just over 2, under 1. I always feel a little bit awkward doing it from the top, so I always hold mine from the bottom. It just feels more comfortable for me. And I'll often do like this, where I'm winding and just holding the spindle still, not turning it. Always remembering to go counter to how you did your singles. You continue like that until the end. There still seems to be a fair amount on this ball to ply off, so I'm going to stop there. So if you ever need to stop when you're in the midst of doing something, like plying, you can actually just wind your yarn around one of the arms, tuck your ball in there, and you're ready to put it to the side and leave it until next time. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found this video informative. If you have questions that you would like us to answer in a future video, please do send your questions to ask@craftyjacks.ca. That's ask@craftyjacks.ca, and we'll do our best to answer those for you in a future episode. Thank you again for joining us. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.